the last two videos, we covered the 5 potential reasons that why you're not making money as a trader. So as promised, today we're gonna put everything we learned into a test. But not just any test, but a prop firm simulation test. But before I set this up, I want to say something. I know that you don't care about me making money. You want you to make money. That's the exact point of this video. If I were to optimize this video for just YouTube, I would have shown you the highlights and shit, but this is not it. I'm gonna show you everything, my exact thought process as I'm on the chart, what exactly I write on my journal, how I come back from losing streaks, and everything you can face in the live market. So now that I have your attention, let's set this up. Yeah, 50k is fine, 10% is fine, that's first phase. Daily loss 2500, max loss 5000. For the asset I do Euro USD and gold, but because I'm going to teach you along the way, I just go with gold. Let's go with a random date like 2025 July, for example. Okay, this is just too ugly, let me fix it. There you go, now let me put my sessions. There you go, now I feel home. If you're wondering, this is how I set up my times. And of course, it's UTC -4, so it's New York time. Okay, imagine we don't know anything about gold. The first thing you need to know is going to be bias. And as you can see, we're clearly going up. So the bias is completely bullish. This is the latest higher time frame structure. This is in 4-hour time frame now. I know what you're thinking. We broke above this low, so we're going down. This is bearish. Yes, that can be true, but let me tell you about a big fact about gold. I learned about this fact as I was forward testing gold for a couple of years. These are 3 separate years. The thing they have in common in data is that whenever you open sell positions, the majority of the time you lose, but whenever you open buy positions, usually you win. Even in here, 2023, the majority of my wins were just buy positions. Look at this one. Pro trend in 2022 usually wins, counter trends usually losses. Then I realized that they can just buy, and that's it. That can be my overall bias. See, this is weekly. Like, gold is always going up. Think about like now, America attacks Iran, oil prices going up, Russia and Ukraine. So many shit is going on, and the natural reaction of people is going to be buying gold. Gold is not going to go down, not that easily. So just a small shift in 4-hour time frame doesn't necessarily mean that we're going down. Yes, if we continue going down and we continue breaking these lows and respecting the bearish POIs and disrespecting the bullish POIs, yes, we're going down. But in this case, no, not yet. Like this was your chalk and then you get another chalk. Mixed signal. But don't get me wrong, I don't mean that you be a hungry hippo and just buy. No. You need to wait for the market to shift in the direction that you want. In this case, you want to shift it to go up. And it actually did close above that high. See, it's with the body and everything. So we're completely bullish. Let's go to 50-minute time frame. My trading window is from 7 to 11 New York time, but the market just spawned me from here, so let's go to the next day. The cool thing about this simulation is that I cannot go back in time. I cannot use bar replay whenever I want to. When I go to the next candle, I cannot come back. That's what makes it real. Yeah, I almost forgot to tell you about the fact that we hit the discount. See, we're at the discount, we're below the 50%, and then we close above here. So that's the reason why it's so powerful. It could have been more powerful if it didn't close below this low, or we had a, let's say, an untouched POI, because POI means point of interest. It can be your order block, FVG, whatever. Something around here that was untested and then we went up, that would be more powerful. But even now we hit the 50%, closed above here, and I think that's good enough. Okay, back to 15-minute time frame. This is the time frame that you usually look at the chart in the live market. You're usually following the price here. The price needs to come down here or below to go up. That's the theory. But if we have a POI that touched the 50% and the price hits that POI, that's going to be good enough. In this case, this POI is on the 50%, and as you can see, it got touched here. So some liquidity is teleported up here, right? So that can be our bare minimum. The price needs to come down here. As you can see, I try not to make decisions as the price is like actively moving inside that zone and we're in 1 minute time frame. No, I try to make those decisions beforehand. The price went above here. If the price comes back to here, can we open a trade? Look, man, first of all, that's not a close. There's nobody above here. Second of all, this is 15-minute time frame. You need to hit that 50% POI or something. This is not enough. We're at the premium. I'm not comfortable trading that position. It did actually have a reaction from there, but because I had my rules and I was like, the price needs to come down here, I'm not worrying about that. I didn't miss anything in my opinion. And the price did manage to close above that high. So let's go to the next day. But before that, the journal. The first things you write down here is what was going on around you. For me, tonight is relatively quiet. My brother's out there watching anime and I'm recording this video. So overall, quiet. I'm in neutral how do you write? So I don't feel angry, I'm not exhausted, I'm not hungry, I don't feel like I want to break this fucking keyboard or none of that crazy stuff. Next, you write down why didn't you open a trade? I was waiting for the price to get back to my POI. It didn't. I followed my rules. I feel okay. Now you need to rate your performance. 10 out of 10. But Todd, that was an easy day. You didn't do anything. Exactly. This number is not about how hard the day was. This number purely represents how good you followed your rules. In this case, we did great. Now it's the next day. These are my good POIs. Okay, we're inside the POI. We need a confirmation candle now. Okay, this is just too small. We need a bigger candle. We can either wait for it in the 15-minute time frame, or we can go to 5-minute time frame and we wait for a close above that high. I go to 5-minute time frame. I need a close above that high. We didn't get that close. We go back to 15-minute time frame because we went below this low. We went below the POI. Most of you guys count this as a hunt, and now you're saying, oh, okay, this is a really good place to go up. Guys, you're right. This can be a good place to go up, but according to my strategy, I don't go with this. Now for me, the price either needs to go and close above here and comes back to the POI that it creates along the way, and then we go up, or it creates another low and then closes above this high and then comes back and then we go up. So even though I know this candle is powerful, I don't open a trade because that's not according to the strategy. You know, an ocean of knowledge about trading, but in trading you need to use that one small lake. And as you can see, the price went up. If you were to open a position here, for sure you would have lost that position. Unless you open a 1R position. I opened 3R, so for sure I would have lost. And the thing that would have happened was that I was like, why did I open that position? That wasn't even in my strategy. And that would have fucked up my mentality. Because the market is going to make me lose money even if I follow my rules. But if I don't follow my rules, then I'm fucked. But yeah, it went below this structure. So it's a shift. It's a chalk, indicating the price is going to go down. But are we going to open sell positions? No. Oh, but Todd, the price hits both of these POIs at the same time. That's a very fantastic. No, that's not fantastic. That's nothing. I know exactly what you're thinking. A big candle here and you jump in. Do not do that. You don't know how long the price is going to go down. When the price drops this heavily and it closes below a valid low, now even if you have intel in fucking, I don't know, Wall Street that tells you that the price is going to go down, even then you wait. You need the price to create a valid high, not one of these bullshit highs, but a valid high, something that goes below a low. And then you need to close above that high. Then you would be ready to go up when the price hit that 50% on your POI and gives you the confirmation candle, blah, blah, blah. So let's do exactly that. See the big candle. Even if the price goes up, I don't give a fuck. This is not a valid high. It needs to go below this low, or we need to go above that high so we get a BOS. Again, this is not a valid high and we're done with the day because we are past 11. Market shifted. I was patient. No position. Again, 10 out of 10. Okay, this is the next day. We ideally want to close above this high, but that's just ideally. We don't have to close above that high because we have a BOS. Multiple BOS actually. So even though we don't have a chalk, we have enough momentum signals. This is the 50%. This is my POI. Oh, but wait, the price actually hit this POI. And as you can see, this is a chalk, and then it came back to 50%, and then it gives us that green candle. If you have a situation like this, that was your ideal POI, but it hit this and it gives you a structure and you're second guessing yourself. In that scenario, when you go to the 1 minute time frame, your execution time frame, you need the cleanest setup as possible. Let me just show you. I'm in 1 minute time frame and actually it didn't go below this low, so we can actually open a position. This is the 50% in that green candle. There was no POI here whatsoever. So I need the price to go at least above this high, or ideally above this high, and then comes back to 50% to a valid POI that it creates along the way, and then we go up, or I just wait for the price to hit this POI in the 15-minute time frame and gives me the candle. Let's see what's going to happen. It did go above that high, and this is a POI. We did touch the zone, but this candle is not enough. I need a more powerful candle. See, it failed. Don't rush into anything. So let's wait for the price to hit this POI. And again, the time is over. Now you write down everything that happened on Friday. But now imagine this is the live market. The week just ended. You have 2 rest days. Or you may think you have. Because on the weekend, you're going to forward test the previous week that just passed, which includes all these data that just happened. Why, Tal? Why do we need that? The reason we need that is that because there is a gap between performance. In forward testing, there is no pressure. You just go straight to the next candle. You're not going anywhere. You're not in a rush. Nobody's talking to you, and you're just shut up and doing trading. But it's not always like that in the live market. There is a chance you're rushing to go somewhere. Maybe your internet goes out or the electricity goes out these days because this is summer and shit. So many shit can happen. On top of that, you're maybe tired in the live market and you can do mistakes. Usually in forward tests, you don't do mistakes. So imagine the scenario that I forward test and I realized that I could have opened one position and that would have been a win. Then there would have been this gap. So your job as a trader is to close this gap as much as you can. That's exactly why I tell you over and over to go and do that 3 months of demo trading. That's super necessary. Again, we have the shift in the direction that we want. No position. Now it's Tuesday. The bias is bullish. It came back to 50%. It gave me a small shift here. So it either goes above this high and comes back and then gives a position, or it goes and gives me a position here. It did not give me the close with the body nor the green candle here. It did give me the green candle, but it went below the POI. So I go back to 15-minute time frame. Now I need to close above this high. Now I have the close. Now I have this position. Now the question is, how much should you risk? That depends on two things. First is your prop from rule sets. I'm following FTMO rule set, so I can lose 5% a day and overall 10%. Now what's my realistic losing streak? For me, it can be 4 to 5 positions. Always go worst case scenario, I'll go with 5. So if I risk 2% per trade, I can survive the maximum 5% loss in a day. But if you zoom back, you can realize that you would not survive that 10% maximum loss if you risk 2% per trade. Because of the spreads, the fees, the swap, and it's too risky, it's too close to the limit. What if you do something wrong or you miss a winning trade or shit can happen? I don't want you to do mistakes just because you're under pressure. And there would be a crazy pressure. So I think 1.5% is going to be a safe trade. Okay, let's see what's going to happen. It hit my stop loss. Now I lost 1.5%. And I'm completely fine with that. It didn't close above this high or that high, so we didn't open any trade here. And because the price went below this low, the party is over. We go back to the 15-minute time frame. Now just the candle is not going to be enough. The price needs to create a shift. That didn't happen. Notice I again give myself a 10 out of 10. The loss here doesn't affect this number. Did I go according to the plan? Yes. So it's a 10 out of 10. We had no positions on Wednesday. Now it's Thursday, but let me tell you why this one is a low. I know all of you draw this one and you're thinking we didn't have a close here, but guys, yes, we did. We had it here. It's like the BOS went higher and then we had this close. But the cool point is this retracement was big enough. How do we know that something is big enough? First of all, you can ask your girlfriend. To say it in baby version, we had 3 closes. And even more than that. This is basically a wedge. Okay, we get that green candle. Even though that was a TP, but that wasn't even trading time, so it doesn't count. This candle is not good enough. I go to 5-minute time frame. I need to close above that. That is a close. I go to 1-minute time frame. We had the chalk and even BOS. We're back at the 50%. This equal low is yeah, but this candle is not big enough. I need a better candle. This can be my position. Let's see what's going to happen. Again, stop loss, crazy. Even though we got stopped out, but this is a good bullish momentum. If the price hits here and gives me the candle, I would enter. This is a chain. This is too clean. I need a green candle. That is going to be my second entry, and I would not open a position down here. Oh my god. Guys, I'm down by 4.5%. 3 of which happened today. Am I under pressure? No. Staying calm under pressure is such an underrated skill for a trader to have. Okay, now the market is just rage baiting. And nothing. Okay, it's too late at night. We continue tomorrow. Hey you guys, how you doing? Today I'm gonna show you the art of comeback. As you remember, we're down by 4.5%. The key thing here is to keep it cool and trust the process. That is the only way you can have your comeback. This wasn't a valid low and we didn't go below this low. This is the big structure. This is the more compact structure. We're overall at the 50% and this POI is the chain reaction of the 50%. This is directly the close above those highs. So this is going to be my position. Yet again, another stop loss. Let me write this down. And that's the end of the day. It's now 31st of July and we didn't have positions for a while. Let's go to 1-minute time frame now. Okay, I want a green candle. That's the green candle. There you go. And finally, the losing streak is over. But as you can see, I'm not jumping here and there and like celebrating my win or something. No, nothing. You need to stay mentally neutral. Even if you win or you lose, you have to be neutral. And that's the end of July, nothing else happened. Okay, now here in the bigger structure, we're at the 50% and below. We had the shift and BOS and everything. Now this is my compact structure. This is the POI at the 50%, and we have the powerful candle. I go to 1 minute time frame. Price needs to hit back here. It did. It needs to give me a candle. It gave me the candle. I'll go with safe stop loss, and again 3R. Let's see what happens. And boom! Target. Now we're finally seeing some positives around here. The only thing I'm doing here is sticking with the plan. Think about it, it's always like this at the highest level. When Argentina was down by 2 versus Egypt, did Messi say, fuck you all, don't play anymore? No, they all stick to the plan and eventually won the game 3 versus 2. So whenever I feel a little bit of doubt in my heart, I remember those 15 years of data sample, that year of demo trading, and also plus 1 year of trading this at the live market. I remind myself that the same way that I lost 4 times in a row, I can win 4 times in a row. Okay, enough chit-chatting. Okay, this is not enough. By the way, it's Thursday, so we didn't have a position for a couple of days. The reason I say it's not enough is that it needs to close above these highs. Now we have it close above that, and we get that green candle. 1 minute time frame is clean. Okay, it didn't give me the entry here. Let me close this one. Now I enter with execution. Sweet, sweet comeback. We are less than 1 win away from winning this whole challenge. We're going down for a while. I need a real close, a real valid chalk. Now that's what I'm talking about. Even better. Keeps getting better and better. This is not at the 50%. I want to wait for this lower one. I'm waiting for this one. I don't care if it hits the target or anything. We need a big green candle that closes above this high. Let's go to 1 minute time frame. Now this can be the position. How much do we need? We need $1,200. Let me put it at like 1,300 so we're sure that no spreads and swaps can fuck this up. Okay, let's see what's going to happen. And there you go. There you go. Let's go to analysis. Also, it gave me this certification. It took me 43 days. I was in a big drawdown, but at the end, we got that in the bag. You reach your profit target without breaking any key rules, all while staying cool under pressure. That's the kind of performance real prop firms look for. Fantastic stuff. It was basically a trashy July. It was break even at the end, like almost at the end. But yeah, the August was like fantastic. So as I just said, many of you can do the same thing. But most of you panic and do some ooga booga bullshit when you're down by like 4 losses. That is the exact things that divide professionals with amateurs. This is why I tell you to forward test your strategy for at least like 3 to 4 years. I trusted my strategy, not blindly, but because I had data. That's how I was cool, even though I was down by 6%, because I had seen worse. But if you don't forward test, the worst you can see is going to happen in the live market. Overall, that's the end of this trilogy. And I'm too fucking tired and it's so fucking hot in this room. I hope that helped. I love you and I see you in the next one.